How are you? Sabai mai. That means how are you? Let's take a moment and look at the tones. Right here for sa, we see low tone. Read tones from left to right. So if we're reading this one from left to right, that's kind of pointing downwards. So this is one word, sabai, sabai. The first half of the word has a low tone, sa. Second half of the word, no tone at all, right? Flat tone, your normal tone of voice. So, sabai. The next word is D. Again, flat tone, your normal voice. And then the last word, my. It's got a rising tone on it, right? Goes down a little bit and then comes up. My. Sabai di mai. How are you? Now that we've heard the tones, let's listen to our Thai instructors for their pronunciation of it, and we'll have captions so that you can read along.
สบายดีไหมสบายดีไหมสบายดีไหม
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 Sabai di mai. Now this is one of those statements, one of those sentences that you're going to want to put a cup or a ka on the end of, right? Because you're being polite. You're saying hi in the morning or whenever you meet this person. Hey, how are you? So like, good day, sir. Whatever, right? So let's take a look at this word for word, and then when we repeat it, I'll have you write the. I'll have you, if you're a guy, I'd like for you to put krap on the end, and if you're a lady, please put ka with a falling tone. So krap, high tone, ka, falling tone, right? Those are polite particles. That makes our speech polite. And we want to be polite because we want people to like us. Let me erase this. And then we'll take a closer look at the words word by word. Sabai. Sabai means to be fine, to be well, to be healthy, to be happy, to be good, to be groovy, if that's even a word anymore, if you understood what I meant. Sabai doesn't really have a direct English translation, but it's along those lines of being good, having excellent karma, things are going your way, the sky is blue, the sun is shining, and little bluebirds sing as you approach, right? That's sabai. No tone markers up here, so D is a flat tone. It means good. Sabai D. So sabai, everything is rosy, and then D reaffirms it with saying good. Now that's a statement. Sabai D. Sabai D means like, hey, everything's good, everything's rosy. And then with the rising tone, my rising tone, very, very important. My is a question word, does not have an English translation, but it's kind of like the vocal equivalent of a question mark. So whenever you make any statement and then you put a my at the end, you've turned that statement into a question. So that's the first use of the word my, and that my rising tone. The second use, that's the first use down here if you noticed. The second use of the word my with a rising tone is silk. 999 times out of 1,000, whenever you hear the word my, it's a question. Every once in a while, maybe you'll hear the word my, like maybe if you're in a tailor shop or something. Let's make a funny statement out of this, or a question. I could indeed say, the word for desire, to want something, is ao. So, ao mai. Well, actually, it could be both ways, right? Ao mai, you want this? Or ao mai, do you want some silk? Exercises in the absurd. So there you go. You may never ever even come across somebody saying the word silk. Although Thai do have a brand of silk all their own. It's obviously called Thai silk. And you may come across it. It's a beautiful fabric. Let's listen with some ear training here. I've taken the captions off so you can listen to what they're saying. Remember, sabai means to do well, to be feeling fine, everything groovy. D means good, and mai is the question word. So let's listen to it now with just your ears, no captions.
สบายดีไหมสบายดีไหมสบายดีไหม
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 And once more with a caption.
สบายดีไหมสบายดีไหมสบายดีไหม
Sabai mai. Now, since you're probably going to want to say this and be polite, remember, men, you're going to end this sentence with the polite particle krap, krap. And women, you're going to end this sentence with the polite particle ka. So repeat after me and then use your proper polite particle per your sex. Okay? Sabai mai krap. Sabai mai krap. Sabai mai krap. Very good. Now, I hope that you have already gone out and gotten your box of 3x5 cards and a cute little box to keep them in, your little index filers. Because what happens, and I'm sure that you've seen the video where I showed these to you before, but what I do is I write the English word on one side and then I flip it over that way, not this way, but side for side instead of end for end. Is that right? However, that way I can sit here and I can go dot, dot. But I write it in English on one side, and then I write the Thai script and the romanization on the other side. That is the secret. Yes, I know. I myself own an iPhone, and I know there are flashcards on it. That comes nowhere near as close as drilling these words into your head as actually getting a pen and some paper and writing them out. Writing this out actually helps you learn the language, because you're doing several things. It's like learning how to it's like learning how to play the piano. You're learning to read music, you're learning rhythm, and you're learning timing. You're learning to translate that music written on a page, which, by the way, is a whole nother language, into mechanical events at the tips of your fingers. Very much the same thing you're doing here. You're learning another language. A lot of it doesn't make sense. And you're doing something mechanical, which is moving your lips, moving your tongue in sync with what is dictated by the information coming in. So very much like music. So as you go through these 3x5 cards, you'll start noticing, well, every time I see this symbol right here, there's an M in the word, right? Now this word happens to be written backwards because, this is as good as time to tell you this is anything. Here's your consonant in Thai. For us in English, our vowels, I can't think of an instance where they come before the consonant. We always have a vowel and then we have a consonant here, right? In Thai, you can have the vowel and you can have the consonant right after it. Same way. But in Thai, it can come after, it can come above, it can come below, and it can come in front of. Or there can be no vowel, and they just expect you to know which vowel goes there. So that's what's happening in this word. This is my with a rising tone. So this is the I sound right there. This is silent. And then there's the M. Okay? But anyway, as you write these things out, and please don't let that frighten you, we'll go over all this. It'll be simple, simple, simple. Or at least it'll be doable, if not simple. So here we go. Let's look at this symbol right here. This symbol is always M. That always equals M. If it comes at the beginning of a syllable or the end of the syllable, it's always the same. Okay? And you would know that if you're writing out your 3x5 cards. And when I mean write your 3x5 cards out, I mean write one 3x5 card that says how are you, and then write all this information, write all that Thai script, write all that romanization, and then go through. You can go back through this lesson and go word for word and write just each word down. How goes on one flashcard. R, I don't mean to be doing the English, forgive me. Sabai goes on one flashcard. D goes on one flashcard, and my goes on a flashcard, right? With the English and the Thai script equivalent, obviously. So when you do that, you start noticing that M. So now, when you do get to Thailand, and you're familiar with the words that you do know, and you start seeing lots of street signs or whatever you happen to, then you'll start realizing, oh, you know what, because of the training you've put yourself through with the flashcards, you'll start making connections. You'll realize that's always an M. When you're writing your flashcards, you'll realize that this symbol is an S at the beginning of a syllable, and it's a D like delta at the end of a syllable. You'll start noticing that. The symbol right next to it looks like a cup. Always means B. So, this is one of those times when there is no vowel. They just expect you to know that that's sa. Okay, sabah, and then that's the. I don't mean to be getting into reading just yet. Okay, what does this look like here? You don't even have a dozen lessons under your belt. I'm just showing you that as you write out the paper 3x5 cards, this really starts to make connections in your brain that you're not expecting. And I deliberately wrote the lessons in the order which I wrote them purposefully. Starting with the most common words used in Thai, I'm building them into sentences. Some of these sentences you'll use every day, like the sentence, how are you? You'll use it every day. The one previous, I think, was hello. You'll use that every day. Please don't make my food too hot. You'll use that every day. Or please put more pepper in it. You'll use that every day. My hovercraft is full of eels you will never use. Thank you, Monty Python, but I also translated that for you. But what happens is there are words in a sentence. So you're learning the entire sentence, and then we break it down word for word for word for word. So you're learning how they're used. You're learning the grammar. You're learning the structure. You're getting a feel for it. Plus, you're learning each individual word. And I build the next lesson on the words that we've already done. So repetition. And if you are making these 3x5 cards, and even if I say the word my, right? Let's look at the word my again. In this lesson, I told you my has two meanings. Number one, it's a question word. And number two, it means silk. 5 lessons or 42 lessons from now, I may just say my is a question word. And I might not even mention that it has a second meaning of silk. But if you've done your flashcards and you put them all in your little box and you start going through them, it doesn't matter to you that I don't mention what the second meaning or the third meaning or even the first meaning is, because you are learning them and you know that strengthens, that makes a matrix of understanding that you just don't get if you're just looking at it, right? So please buy yourself an ink pen, buy yourself some 3x5 cards, buy a nice little index holder box or whatever, the index card box, whatever. Buy that and start writing these out. That will do as much for you as anything else. It's the secret sauce, my friends. That's the mojo right there. That's what does it. Listening to me, a farang means potato. It's a small potato in Thailand. You cut it open, it's white. So I'm a farang, you're a farang. Even if you're a black guy, you're a farang, right? That's what they say. So where was I going with that? Dang, I don't remember. Farang. I would much rather you knew 50 words to your core. If you had 50 words all the way to your core and you got to Thailand, you would be infinitely better than people who don't speak any Thai. And you're also better off than people who kind of know 400 words. So really, really, really work these words as we go through. So 3x5 cards, say these things out loud, repeat after me. Did we do repeat after me? I don't remember if we did repeat after me or not, but you know what? We might as well do it again, because this is something that you're going to say every day if I didn't get to repeat after me. Let me just clean the screen off. Sabai mai krap. Sabai mai krap. Sabai mai krap. And if you're a woman, I hope that you put in ka automatically. All right. Hey, you're doing fine. Remember, we're not going from point A to point B. There's at no point will you say, oh, today I can speak Thai. But each day, each word you learn expands your ability to speak. So every day, every lesson is some success, okay? Remember that. Onward. What you have just watched is only part of the Thai language course. So go to my website, thetailanguage.com, and you can find the entire course there.